Her name was Mama Kemi. Her puff-puff was so soft, one bite felt like the world was good again. People said her frying oil had blessing in it. Said her dough was touched by angels. But no one knew where she slept. No one knew where she came from. And no one ever saw her in the sunlight. Tade was an orphan, a boy with hunger in his eyes and silence in his bones. He used to watch people line up for Mama Kemi's puff-puff, laughing and smiling like children, even elders with faces carved by hardship. But something strange began to happen. They started to grow thin. At first slowly, then frighteningly fast. Their cheeks hollowed. Their eyes sank. Their laughter faded into shivers. Yet still, they kept coming back. Because the puff-puff tasted like hope. And hope is the sweetest hunger of all. Mama Kemi always offered Tade some for free. Eat, my child. It will warm you. But something in him resisted. Maybe instinct. Maybe the ancestors whispering. Maybe hunger that knew the difference between food and feeding. So he refused. He stayed watching, untouched, unchanged, as the whole village slowly became shadows of themselves. One evening, when the market had emptied and the moon was thin and sharp, Tade followed her. He moved soundlessly. He had learned that from living alone. Mama Kemi knelt before the iroko tree. She placed one perfect puff-puff at its roots. And whispered. Not Yoruba. Not English. Not any language spoken by living mouths. Something older. Something hungrier. Then, she vanished. When Mama Kemi vanished, Tade didn't wait to question it. He ran home immediately. His chest felt tight, but his mind was clear. He remembered what his mother, before she passed, always told him. When something feels too easy, too sweet, look twice, my son. Before dawn, he took charcoal from the cooking fire and wrote on the walls everyone passed each morning. Stop eating the puff-puff. The truth is at the iroko tree. Look there before you eat again. When the villagers woke and saw the message, they were already weak. Their cheeks had hollowed over the past months. They thought it was stress, heat, hunger. They hadn't understood. They went to Mama Kemi's stall to confront her. But she was gone. The frying pan was still warm. The dough bowl still had flour in it. The stall looked like someone had just stepped away for a moment. But she was simply not there. Confused, they went to the oracle. The oracle did not explain anything. He only said, if you want answers, go to the iroko tree. That was all. No details. No prophecy. No warning. So the villagers went. At the base of the iroko tree, they saw the puff-puff woman kneeling. Her back was bent. Her fingers were digging into the earth like she was trying to hold on to something beneath it. She was crying a name. Over and over. At first, the villagers couldn't recognize her. She looked older. Thinner. Worn down in a way sorrow ages a person. Then something shifted in their vision, like realizing a face in a crowd you've been looking past for months, as if the scales in their eyes fell off. It was their Mama Kemi. And suddenly the memory hit all of them. She had left the village 2 years ago when her daughter was wrongfully accused of stealing a goat and stoned to death. Weeks later, the real thief confessed. The village realized the child had been innocent. But no one apologized. No one comforted the mother. Everyone felt guilty, but guilt is quiet, and silence is easier. Mama Kemi left town carrying her daughter's body alone and buried her under this tree. She did not curse anyone. She did not threaten revenge. She simply broke. And grief, when swallowed whole, changes people. After burying her daughter, Mama Kemi stopped eating. Villagers from neighboring towns said she had fainted under the tree one night and didn't move for hours. Some said she died. Some said she prayed. But when she finally stood up, she wasn't the same. They stood before the Iroko tree in silence and begged for forgiveness. Heads lowered, shoulders shaking, some covering their faces, some staring at the ground because they could not bear to meet one another's eyes. No one defended themselves. There was nothing to defend. Because now, they finally knew. Mama Kemi had not always been a monster. She had once been soft-spoken, gentle, the woman whose laughter tasted like warm puff-puff and morning sun. But the night they took everything from her, the night they let grief consume her and pretended not to see, she went to the Iroko tree. And the tree answered. It didn't turn her into a spirit. It didn't turn her into a witch. It just made her hungry. Hungry for justice. So when the footsteps approached her that day, Mama Kemi stopped crying. She turned, slow and tired. And they finally saw what she had become. Her wrists were marked from the nights she tied herself to the roots, begging the tree to carry her pain. Her voice sounded older than her age. She had sacrificed her peace to the tree, not to gain power, but to give her suffering somewhere to live. The puff-puff was never meant to kill them. It was meant to empty them. To drain their joy. To thin out their laughter. To make their happiness crack and crumble the way hers had. She didn't steal their money. She stole their comfort and health. Tade stepped forward before the others could speak. She looked at him, and her expression changed. Not kindness. Recognition. I always knew you were different, she said. But these ones shall be my scapegoat. He looked at her with sad eyes and replied. If you do this, the world will remember you as a curse. Not a mother. The air went still. Mama Kemi's jaw tightened. Her grief trembled and broke. She didn't scream. She didn't fall. She simply exhaled a breath she had been holding for 2 long years. Then she pressed her forehead to the Iroko roots. Not in worship, but in surrender. And whatever held her, grief, anger, the tree's hunger, released her. Her body sank. And she faded. Like someone finally letting go. From that day forward, the village changed. They gathered money. They sold goats. They worked his mother's old farm. They sent Tade to school. They kept his belly full. They made sure he wore shoes. People greeted him with respect, not pity. Before anyone accused another, they asked questions.